on. You can hate on me, but I'm still gonna do my thing. You can hate on me. Guarantee you still remember my name. You can hate on me. Yeah, I know you don't like me, no. You hate on me. I guarantee you still remember my name. Nobody's perfect. There's one thing everybody forgets. Oh yeah. Can I sing my song, y'all? You can hate on me, but I'm still gonna do my thing. You can hate on me. Guarantee you will still remember my name. You can hate on me. Yeah, I know you don't like me, no. You hate on me. I guarantee you will still remember my name. Nobody's perfect. Yeah, there's one thing everybody forgets. They try to walk around like the shit don't shake. That's why I keep my head down and sip my drink.
Hello. Welcome to the Lelanders 38756 podcast. My name is Robert Ewan. I'm your host for today's topic. I just want to cover up some couple things. I started this podcasting a little while ago. It had always been like an ideal for me to do something to give back to my community, bring light to things that we're dealing with in the good old hometown of Leland, Mississippi, which we all come from. So this podcast really was started for the purpose of just keeping those topic issues at the forefront, so we can assure accountability, transparency, and fair representation by our school board or our leadership in Leland, Mississippi. This month, my primary focus is the school board. Of course, next month I'll be dealing with the leadership and moving on from that point. However, just keep in mind, I have no ill feeling, no personal attack or anything like that. My whole goal is just, keep those individuals that have been elected to a particular position, to keep them accountable. Make sure they're transparent and make sure the representation is done fairly. And so I put this PowerPoint together. It's a PowerPoint. So what I'm going to do is do my intro right now, do my advertisement like always, and then we'll go ahead and move right on into some information I've gathered, that I have put together from my research on different sources, and hope that the information I provide to each and every one of you become beneficial as we move forward and working together as a community, as a family, as a unit, finding good solutions. I was reading on Facebook earlier today, and I came across this note, real good, powerful message that was posted by a Leelander. It said that basically try to remember as much as possible, saying you cannot be a leader if you don't know how to follow. You can never be a good leader if you don't know how to follow. And that hit home, because it's a good message there. It's not the exact words, but the bottom line is saying that, if you've never been a follower, you don't know how to follow, how can you be a leader? The whole thing also boiled down to that if you're in a leadership position and you are not able to accept constructive criticism, if you get too sensitive or get too emotional, and you begin to attack people that are trying to help you or give you advice. Now remember, I can give you all the advice in the world. You don't have to take it. You don't have to receive it. But at least be respectful as it comes to you. And be humble. Humility is very important in life nowadays. And so if you're a leader, you should be able to receive constructive criticism. You should be able to be welcome support and assistance from the outside sources. Okay. So having said all that, I would like to say thank you all once again for taking your time out to review this podcast, which is concerning Lelanders 38756. Again, the topic today is the school board. So, but before we get started on the school board, I got to put in the props. So, I got to make sure I do advertising for the club in Leland. that we call the E-Town Blues Lounge. You know, we always want to make sure we do what? Give respect where respect is due.
Let's go, baby, to the hole in the wall. I've had my best time, y'all. Yes, I did. In the hole in the wall. 3 o'clock in the morning, all the damn clubs are closed. I went to this place, y'all. I didn't want anyone to know. I walked into the room, had my nose in the air. It's 7 in the morning, and I'm still in there.
All right, all right. Now, if you're looking for a nice little blues club, a nice little hole in the wall to get away from the grind of day in, day out, we just want to listen to good music, you know, play a little pool, watch some TV, or just sit around and have a nice little beverage. Check out E-Town Blues Lounge in Leland, Mississippi. Formerly was named Elizabeth, Mississippi. Okay, however, no, it's right down the street. You can't miss it. Hit it right up the street because it's going north. But check out E-Town Blues Lounge, Leland, Mississippi, 98 Elizabeth Road. You can't go wrong. You know, get a chance to enjoy yourself. All right, let's go into the real topic today. The real topic. You know, the things that we really need to talk about. Yes, let's go back over to one of my favorite songs. And I want you to go ahead and listen to this song as I set myself up for the PowerPoint presentation. I got to reposition myself, turn on a couple lights. But just give me a couple seconds and we'll continue.
Oh yeah, can I sing my song to y'all? You can hate on me, but I'm still gonna do my thing. You can hate on me, guarantee you will still remember my name. You can hate on me, yeah I know you don't like me, no. You can hate on me, I guarantee you will still remember my name. Nobody, yeah, that's one thing everybody forget. They try to walk around like they shit don't shit. That's why I keep my head down and sip my drink. Nobody's perfect. That's one thing everybody forget. They try to walk around like
It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard to live it, but I'm afraid to die.
All right, I'm back. So let's go ahead and get started. You know, I said earlier, today's topic, or this topic for this podcast, is Leland School District, Leland School Board. You know, I emphasized early that my whole purpose was starting this podcast was keep the issues and topics of Leland, Mississippi to the forefront. You know, that's my community, my hometown, where I grew up in. If it wasn't for Leland, Mississippi, I wouldn't be the person I am today. So I always want to go out and help the community continue to grow, try to give back, whatever the case may be. And so here we go. You know, the slogan for the school board or school district is "The future started here, our children," which is correct. We should always remember that we're here for what? The future. We're here for the kids, or for the children, right? Those are our future leaders. Those are our future providers. That's our future generation who's gonna take the bull by the horn and lead the way. Now, give you some highlights and updates on things. Well, I know this slide's kind of busy here, but give you some highlights, okay? And when I started the podcast, I went home in October 2023, and I went in person to try to get information about the budget and the meetings and stuff like that. I got no response. So my second request went out in late December of 2023 via certified mail. They did sign for it, but no response at all. Okay, and so my whole concern is that it's hard for me to say. It's challenging for me to say what's going on, how things are going, how I see things, how I interpret things. If you're working without information directly from the source itself. Now keep in mind, just because the source itself doesn't want to up the information, there's always ways around the source that you get from other sources, because everyone has to report to someone, especially in the public arena. So I did my due diligence. I gave them ample amount of time to submit the information to me or share the information with me, and they chose not to do so. So I came back and said, you know what? And my whole thing is not just talk about all the bad things or but all the bad things that the school district, school board are doing. My whole thing is to highlight the good and bad. Okay, so just keep this in mind. On the second topic, you see, Leland School District has one of the best student to teacher ratio. However, it has one of the highest cost per student in the state of Mississippi, while performing in the lower, the bottom 50th percentile in overall testing assessment. Now, I got this information from the Department of Education. I also got it from 3 sources that report to the Department of Education that keep data and stuff that's submitted by each public school, each school district. Okay, like I said, since I started my journey of seeking transparency and accountability, I have been blocked from social media. I have been unfriended by some. I have been denied access to public information and data. And this is all why the board themselves continue to preach transparency and accountability. Okay, they say they are transparent, but they don't want to share the information. So here we go. This whole aspect is going on: transparency, accountability, and representation. You can find some of the stuff or some information about this school district on the school district website. You know, go online. You can go there and check out what's going on. They post some stuff on there, some stuff they don't. But hey, at least it's a starting point. Now I want to give you some update. Like I said, I talk about some of the good things that was accomplished, some of the things that was not accomplished. But I want you to keep this in mind here, that as we go along the process. The president of the board is Brandon Taylor. Y'all probably should, a lot of people call him Keith. He was re-elected for an additional 5 years in 2023. So his time expires in 2023. He got elected, and now he's serving 5 more years on that 2023. Expiration time comes up in 2028, based on if my math is correct. We got a chance to realize that the model of the high school football stadium is almost completed. On my last visit, I can't get the information, can't get the diagram, can't get the engineer layout as I requested. But what I saw now is that the homecoming in 2023, I can see that it was pretty much completed. This was part of the $6.9 million tax referendum tax bond that took place that was voted in 2019 and approved. Okay, we saw some of the high school remodels in progress at the time. Again, it's a benefit it's benefiting from the tax bond referendum of 2019. We just have another person, Joanne Williams, was re-elected for an additional 5 years. Her term would have expired in 2024. She got elected for 5 more years, so she'll be running to 2029. So you can see District 1, which is Joanne, and District 3, which is Taylor, Brandon Taylor, have now secured 5 more years on the board. And since then, the school has received millions of dollars of scholarship, a grant. I should call it a grant. Again, waiting on information, go back for details on how that money going to be spent out, what program is going to work with it. Requested with the superintendent, and he went silent on me. As a matter of fact, we have zero communication. Blocked from Facebook, unfriended, can't see what's being posted, stuff like that. Wait, that's his choice. It's his personal page. He can allow who he wants to see it. That's on him. I'm just saying that if you want somebody to be supportive of your operation and program, we need to be able to see. Again, it's public information. Now, we're going to go through his relatively quick. I just want you to be able to see the school board members and what district they represent. Of course, the president, Brandon Taylor, he's the president of the board, district number 3. You got Ms. Wright, vice president, district number 4. Ms. Joanne Williams, who just got re-elected, district number 1. And we're going to talk about that election in a minute. We got Ms. Evelyn Murray, district number 2. We got Dr. Cam, district number 5. And district number, we're missing number 4. Oh, my mistake. And we got the school board attorney. Now, I go back and find a district number 4 published for you. Slide just, woo. Anyway, here are the 5 districts right here that are representation of the 5 districts. So basically, district 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you are somewhere within that district, so you may be able to tell who is your representative during that time frame. And you will be able to see the district number 4 as we move along. And here we go right here. So, here are the board members. We got Ms. Wright, whose time is coming up in 2027. Dr. Kim, his time is coming up in 2026. Murray, time is coming up in 2025. Joya Williams coming up, but just got re-elected in 2024. And of course, Brandon Taylor got re-elected in 2022. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those are the 5 individuals who are actually representing our 5 district, our school board. In addition to those, the school board, you have the Leland School District staff. Pretty much you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, basically 12 people to include the superintendent. These individuals on the payroll to help the school district progress or improve, prepare our kids for their post-high school life. That's a total of 145 teachers and staff, entire district, with 64 of those 145 being teachers themselves. So that's pretty, like I said, it's a pretty much good breakdown. 145 teacher support staff is helping the school district grow, maintain, I should say. Now here are the school district grouping. Okay, we're pretty much Leland School District is located in the Washington County metro area. Here are the 4 schools. Now I've shown this slide before, so here are the 4 schools within that metro area. 4 school district, I should say. Now, here is we're gonna focus on Leland School District itself. You can see that we're gonna focus on the performance assessment, enrollment, and cost per student. These are the 3 areas in which, as the state's going about looking at what school district to merge or to reduce, because eliminate, because the state of Mississippi has 144 school districts. Like the year goes 148, so they're trying their best to get down to double digit right now on school district. And it's going to be based on the performance, the enrollment, and the cost to the state. Here's a performance assessment, okay? We're on a 1 to 10 scale ratio, a 0 to 10 scale ratio now. Leland High School is 4 out of 10. Leland School Park is 2 out of 10. The elementary school is 1 out of 10. And of course, the Career and Technical Center pretty much is not being reported because it falls into the high school itself, 9th and 12th grade. Here is the breakdown for enrollment and the cost. Mind you, the average, the state average for cost per student is $11,593. Leland School District has 776 students in the whole school district, and the average cost is $18,441 per student. That's a plus 63% above the average for the state. Greenville School District, you can see they're below the average. Hollandale School District is slightly above the average by 9%, and Western Line is slightly below the average at 8%. So you can see Leland School District is significantly higher than the schools within its own area. Now you want you to keep this in mind, because as we move along, you're going to see that that cost, that enrollment, that performance we just saw, is pretty much driving train on what are we going to do when it costs us that much money and the students not performing, and a significant reduction in enrollment, which you'll see later. Now, Leland's ranked number 1 out of 4 in its metro area. However, it's ranked 130 out of 144 in the state of Mississippi. It has a 96% minority enrollment. 90% of the students graduate. Again, I said about the teachers, 64 teachers. That means it's 11 to 1. It's 11 students for every 1 teacher. Now that's significantly good when you look at the number itself. However, you look at the assessment of Leland School District, the reading proficiency is 15%. Math proficiency is 5%. Now mind you, the average SAT score is 950 and the average ACT score is 19, which is pretty much good on the state level. Now let me make sure on the state level, right? And we'll go through this one more time. I'm going to show you the difference over the last 10, 15 years of the enrollment and the performance. So here we go, performance assessment. In 2020 to 2021, Leland reading and language 15% and math was 5%. Now we go back to 2016, 2017, the reading, language, art was 14% and the math was 11%. Now we go further back, say 10 years back to 2011, a little 10 years back, 2011, 2012, the reading and language art in Leland School District was 38% and the math was 40%. So we're going from 2011 to 2021, 10 plus year, and we have significant drop in our performance. Significantly drop. 35% drop for math and a 23% drop in reading and language art. Keep that in mind. If you look at Leland School District academic status, okay, the district with the best teachers in Mississippi are the 135 district. And this poll is done. That is our 45. We are number 45. A Leland School District teacher ranked number 45 out of 135. The best place to teach in Mississippi, you will rank 62 out of 135. Again, the student-to-teacher ratio is 11 to 1. This shows you the number of students in each classroom, average-wise, almost make it like a small group study. Now let's get to the budget. Now, like I said, I asked the state, the school board to provide me the budget. They wouldn't ghost on me. However, I got the information from another source. I showed this information in a previous slide, a previous podcast, but I'll go over it once more. The total revenue is $12.5 million round up. Now, why is this significant? Look at the breakdown. The federal government only provides 22% of that budget. The state only provides 35% of that budget. The majority of the budget at 42% come from your local taxes. So you can see this become an issue for most people, almost everybody, right? There are some people that don't have their kids in the public school system, but they still have to pay taxes. So of course it's going to become very important for them. Why we spend all this money from our taxes, and the performance is not there. Now here's the money that's going out. Instruction, a little less than $5 million. Student staff, $1.5 million. Administration, $1.5 million, roughly round up. Operation food, etc. is right at $4 million. So here is the expenditure of that budget. But keep in mind, your tax dollars at 42%, is going 42% of the budget to operate at a $18,441 per student. And the school board and the school district are turning around and giving you a product to your kids, to our kids, less than 50th percentile of the state itself. Here's the enrollment trend. I want you to see this here because at the last slide you can see my concern. But here's the enrollment right here. In 2021 and 2022, there was 673 students enrolled in the school district, Leland School District. 5 years ago, it was 831. 10 years ago, it was 978. 15 years ago, it was 1,127. You follow me? 20 years ago, it was right between 1,200 to 1,400 kids in the school district. And here we are right now at 673. Again, remember, there's 3 different sources. 673, 776 is being reported by the school. 673 is being recorded by the state. So we got a deficit there, less than a 10% deficit. You can always have different numbers based on how they capture record. But the bottom line is, from 2000 to 2022, we have lost more than 50%, more than 55% of the student population in the school district. Very significant, because a budget is based, longevity is based on the amount of participant you have in a program. You reduce your program participant significantly, you stand a chance to either have a reduction in budget or a reduction overall in the product or the service. Now, we just go here. We remember this, right? 2019, we was talking about the tax referendum, the tax bond, and everything. We fought hard. Now, I bring this up because I want you to realize that we keep emphasizing how your vote matters, right? When we went in and tried to get this approved in September 2019, it did not make it because it didn't meet the minimum amount of votes. I think like 10 votes, something like that. The minimum amount of votes, because people just didn't vote. Okay, had to go back and do some trimming around, reduce the amount requested. Now, mind you, the mayor himself, the mayor Kenneth Thomas, significant stood on platform and saying that this bond will not be passed under his watch unless it has a change to it. And he made sure he got that change, right? And of course, guess what? He was speaking for some of the people. He wasn't speaking on his own. There are people within that population of Leland, Mississippi, their own district was against this bond, right? And so therefore they was like, hey, do something about it. So it was significantly reduced. The bond started off at $8.75 million. It fell with less than 60% required votes. Didn't make it, right? So it came back in November again, and it was passed, but it went from 8.75 to $6.9 million. Okay. Now we was never told what was cut from the budget. We were never told what I wasn't told as I asked for. What was reduced? How it's going to affect the overall movement for our kids? And then it happened during the pandemic. 2019, man, we had this 2-year gap of the pandemic when everything, in my opinion, should have been done then to bring the school apart, but it wasn't. That's another topic for another day. We did understand that I got a message, some information from the superintendent, who said that $1.5 million of this 6.9 was dedicated to upgrade the stadium. We spent $1.5 million on the football stadium, which left only $4 million to take care of all the rest of the schools and facilities and something like that. I really would like to see that blueprint of what was done at the stadium, because when I went look at the stadium, I couldn't calculate the $1.5 million. And I went to school, and I've done a lot of facility road work with the military as an engineer, so it just doesn't add up. And I could be wrong, but all I ask you to do is prove me wrong. Present the information to me so I can see it for myself. And once I see it for myself, I have no problem going back and retract and say, I made a mistake, I was wrong, $1.5 million. But I would like to see what company got the contract, what was spent on materials, supplies, and what was spent on labor and service. Because that 1.5 is a lot of money for the stuff I saw at the football stadium. And maybe the stadium not completed. Maybe some other stuff need to be done that will be done later on. So the issue worth exploring, which I already mentioned up here, how would the additional funds be acquired? Was a difference. What would be the effective with those reduced funds, and breakdown of that annual $12 million budget. How is it being implemented? What covers what? Now I came to this topic and I asked myself, what? We always ask ourselves, now looking at the leadership, we got to ask ourselves, do we have the right people in place? Are they representing all of us because our kids are there, or they're representing those who are paying the tax dollar but have no kids in the school? You follow me? Are you fairly representing all of the students in the 5 districts? Or are you more concerned about the people who are paying taxes for the school district but have no kids in these schools? Think about that. Then we got to figure out what's the next election and everything, because you got to ask yourself, okay, the person that's sitting on the board is not doing the things that we asked them to do, or not listening to us and everything. Do they need to be replaced? Or can they be refocused on the importance of life? Just remember, they may not want to talk to you now, but I guarantee when it comes down for the voting time, they're going to be running to you big time. Now, mind you, voting does matter, right? And I know I got a feedback saying people out there buying votes and stuff like that. People, get real. You're going to always pay something for a vote. If you're having a barbecue and the person comes there and get food and pays nothing in return, you're buying your vote. If you're having a fish fry and you invite people in to come to that fish fry, and they are not buying anything in return, you are buying your vote. So let's get past that point. They buy their vote, they buy their vote. We all buy votes. We all encourage people to come into our corner when we need them the most. And you're going to give them something in return. It's just way of life. Okay? You just got to be sure you get more people on your side of the fence they come in your corner to influence by you, not only with the message you're teaching and saying anything, but what you're doing. The bottom line, what are you doing for me? What are you doing for my community? The bottom line, you got to do something in order to get what you want, which is their vote. Now, we want to ask ourselves, how can we make a difference? We got to become active in the school by supporting events, plain and simple. We got to attend monthly board meetings, be an active participant in the meeting. We have to register to vote, research the topics, issues, and hold the board members accountable. And also, we have to vote, and hold elected members accountable and transparent. We have to make sure that those people we vote for are living up to their word. Okay? Here are the board meetings. Okay? Granted, January is basically here tomorrow. Here are the meetings. Now, mind you, if you look at the time and look at the location, usually most people are trying to get off of work or trying to do certain things, right? So what we need to do is find ways to reach out to people who can't make it. Reach out to people who want to support, but it's just not there happen to support. So we need to have the board members start having their meetings online through Zoom or something like that, because Zoom played a big role to a lot of us during the pandemic. So we need the board members to be able to have those meetings so that those individuals who can't make it to the library, those individuals who may be out of town, they really want to attend, at least listen to what's going on, should have access to the board meetings. So this is what I want to do. This is what I want to pledge. I want to be able to give back to the community. I want to be able to be part of the solution and not the problem. So I am pledging to pay for the yearly subscription of Zoom so that the board member can have their own Zoom account, and I will pay for each year as long as they have meetings online. I have no problem with that. I will pay annually up front so that the board members can have access to unlimited numbers of participants, unlimited hosts and co-hosts, a lot of breakout rooms, a whole access to Zoom so that they can have meetings accordingly. I am willing to buy a camera that will allow the board members to be able to zoom in and have their meetings so that we all can participate, whether we're there locally or on the road away. Again, my pledge, Zoom account, yearly subscription so that the board members can have meetings online, and purchase the camera for Zoom meetings so they can project Wi-Fi so that members or people of interest can come online and attend those meetings. Hold me to that pledge. I pledge that. I just want the board to be able to open up their doors, whether it's online or in person, so people can attend meetings. Now, what I said before, your vote really does matter. Let's go through this right quick. In 2019, in September 2019, the tax bond referendum failed for less than 60% of the registered voters, right? Only to pass the second time in November of 2019 after there was a significant reduction in the asking amount. District 1 school board election results. Now I want y'all to listen to it. District 1 school board results were 161 to 159. 320 residents in District 1 voted. That is a significant increase because based on the past election, there have never been more than 184 members in been less than 200 members in District 1 ever voted on the given time. Okay, they came out 320 strong. Look at it, 159 people felt as though that the school board members are not living up to par and they wanted a change. 159 people spoke and spoke loudly. That Joanne Williams barely won by 2 votes. District number 3 school board election results in 2022 had less than 150 people voted. A district that has over 230 registered voters, I should say registered, there are 30 and over 230 people who have voted historically, less than 150 voted for Brandon Taylor, and he was the only person running. He was running against himself. In 2017, the mayor race was a difference of 190 votes. In 2021, the mayor race was a difference of 201. 1,099 people voted in, less than 1,100 people voted in 2017, and a significant number reduced that number, came around and voted in 2021. So I'll let you know right now, you look at the difference number, your vote really does matter. It's just that you have to either register to vote, you got to register to vote, research, and then vote. You have to register to vote, research, vote, and hold the person you voted for accountable if they win. Now, I said this before, based on my research, from different sources, the state of the legislation of Mississippi is trying to reduce its number of school districts. All the states around it has a significant less number of districts, school districts in the state. Mississippi is one of the poorest states in the nation, and they're trying to find the best way to do is cut the budget. One of the ways they can cut the budget is based on reducing the money they're spending because they're not getting the product in return they're looking for. So Leland School District could be one of those school districts. Because what it's based on? Participation, enrollment, and cost. Enrollment has dropped more than 55% in the last 20 years. It's predicted the population is 3,600 right now, 3,600 right now, and projected to be by the next census is 3,200. Leland is dropping the numbers, so dropping numbers of population is going to drop numbers in student enrollment. And again, some of those people who are paying those taxes going to put their kids in public or private school. Okay, so we look at the cost, the performance, and the attendance. That's will make us a significant target for being merged or done away with. We talk about it, the significant decrease in population or enrollment, the increase in the budget itself, over 60% of the state average. I want you to look at this picture and focus real hard because I'm about to talk about this here. First of all, I'm very proud of what Leland, Mississippi did for the Christmas on the Creek in December of 2023. Mind you, there's a few events happened before that, okay? But look at all those people. All of those people. Look at all those young people out there, right? Yes. So you gotta ask yourself, we're at 96% minority at the public school, Leland School District. We only got 677 students enrolled in the school district. And you look at all these people here that was at home, that came to the creek bank for a celebration of Christmas on the creek, on Deer Creek. Now mind you, it's a beautiful celebration. I get that. It was a significant celebration. I get that. Look at all this stuff we put up together. The town did a great job on promoting this event. Now, ask yourself, how many of our leadership was there? From the board? How many was there from the school district? How many there from the city, the alderperson? And now, in fact, when I move back to October the 19th, October the 20th, 2023, but we had a lot of people came home for the Leland High School homecoming tailgating. There's not a picture in the Legal Progress. There's not a picture on the city page. There's not anything that represents what we did on October 20th, 2023, which we have been doing for years, coming back home to be there for our people. We could easily block off the streets. We could easily have different events. We could easily have booths and vendors out there to talk about the great things that Leland has done and ask for support. But instead, we save ourselves for this event here. We could do both of them. I don't blame just the city alone. I blame the school district. I blame the school board, because you have to take action and be innovative on what can we do to promote. The hell, that could have been a tour of the football stadium. It should have been a tour of the schools, the facilities, to show everyone that coming home what has been done since the last time we was at home. And what can we do to help the community continue to grow? And what did we end up seeing? Nothing. A week after we left from the Leland High School homecoming tailgating, there was a parade in town that made the Leland Progress, called a Halloween parade. Now think about it. We had a Halloween parade for local people in town to participate in. We had a homecoming tailgate when people that have left and come back home to participate in. And then we had the Christmas on Deer Creek. And look at the Christmas on Deer Creek compared to what we do regularly at the Leland High School homecoming tailgate. We got a lot of work to do, people. Now, thank you all. I know that was a lot of information. Thank you all for taking your time out your busy schedule to review the slides and listen to my ranting. But just keep in mind, a change is not going to happen if we don't become actively a participant in making that change happen. Thank you all. Have a great day.
It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. I go to the movie and I go downtown. Somebody keep telling me don't hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come.